Your Chicago Cubs go streaking, and this time it's in the good way. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I am your host, Mike Jones. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. Now, what I need you to do is make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you never miss any of the content we got going over here on Chicago Cubs Central. And of course, go ahead and make sure that you follow our Facebook group, Chicago Cubs Central. All you got to do is look it up. We're on Facebook. There's constantly content being posted in there, conversation being had. Join in on it so that you never miss any of the action, announcements, or whatever is happening with our Chicago Cubs. Now, thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every last one of you. It just means a lot to me that you guys tune in to the episodes, that you guys like, share, and subscribe, and that you guys enjoy the content. And more than anything, do you know what else we enjoy? We enjoy the Chicago Cubs winning. That's right. The Chicago Cubs have gone streaking, folks. They are winning at a high level right now. They go ahead and take down those Philadelphia Phillies once again. And they are 13-9 on the season. The Chicago Cubs, guys, are putting on a clinic right now, just as we had hoped they would be able to. So the Chicago Cubs' last loss came last Monday. Since then, they have won. They've beaten the Phillies twice, beaten the Mets 3 times, and now beaten the Phillies once again. They are currently on a 6-game win streak, are our Chicago Cubs. And listen, it couldn't come at a better time. One thing that I want to point out to everybody is that this is just the start. And what I mean by that is it's going to get better for the Chicago Cubs. I don't think Seiya Suzuki has found his way yet. We know Pete Crow Armstrong has not found his way yet. Right now, we have Dansby Swanson, and you have Dansby Swanson, and you have Nico Horner leading the Chicago Cubs team along with Alex Bregman. And these guys are just getting started. The season itself is just getting started, but the Chicago Cubs are showing you what they can be able to what they can be able to do here in the near future. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for what the Chicago Cubs are going to do. And listen, it's going to be amazing to see. This offense that you're seeing right now is just a glimpse of what this team can be. And again, I think that we see the Chicago Cubs working to their advantage. You get a big hit from Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson with the big hit. He is your pick to perform player of the game, a 424 feet home run where he homered to dead center. And that put the Chicago Cubs up. They scored 3 runs for the Chicago Cubs, and pretty much that sealed the game. You also want to give a big shout out to Mr. Reliable. I've already done an episode about him before. We will continue to do episodes about him as long as he continues to play like he's playing. But you got to talk about Colin Rea. Not enough can be said about Colin Rea. Why? Because the Chicago Cubs are without Matthew Boyd. The Chicago Cubs are without Cade Horton. And in that time, you've seen not only Colin Rea, but Javier Assad also step up in these guys' absence and literally hold this front line together. Now, albeit it remains to be seen if Colin Rea can do that for 30 starts. But for the time being, we appreciate the fact that we can be without Matthew Boyd, we can be without Cade Horton and still get quality pitching. In this game, Colin Rea went 6 2/3 innings, allowing 6 hits, only 1 earned run in the game, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 92 pitches, 62 of them being strikes, and he has a 3 ERA. Again, I am very, very, very happy with Colin Rea's output and his performance. He is also your pick to perform player of the game in this one because of just what he was able to do off defensively for the Chicago Cubs, keeping runs off the board, allowing the guys to be able to score. And we had some great defensive plays too. Colin Rea only got into one jam pretty much the whole game, and it came at the top of the second inning where bases were loaded, and it looked like the Philadelphia Phillies were going to be able to take over this game. It looked like one big swing of the bat was going to put the Chicago Cubs down under. Luckily for us, we had a seasoned pitcher like Colin Rea that came into the game and immediately was able to shut this down. He got himself into this trouble, but he also got himself out of the trouble. And this is something that we've seen from Colin Rea throughout the season. That when he gets himself into these situations, he also is able to get himself out of these situations. He is a veteran pitcher that has been through tough times, pitched for Craig Counsell before, and understands how to stay calm and how to get himself out of these situations without giving up too much, if any, damage at all. So again, you got to appreciate being able to have somebody like that on the squad. The Chicago Cubs have so many pitchers, so many players in general that are injured or not able to play. And the fact that our bullpen is in shambles right now, but we only had to use Hobie Milner, and we only had to use which is another thing. We ended up using Corbin Martin in the closer role for the Chicago Cubs, or I guess to close out the game. I don't necessarily know if it was a closer role, but to close out today's game matchup. And he did well also, only allowing one walk in his time, but then getting the outs that the Chicago Cubs needed without allowing the Philadelphia Phillies to score again. Philadelphia Phillies are going down the wrong way. The Chicago Cubs are trending upward right now. And again, it's great to see. It's great to see for baseball, and it's great to see for our Chicago Cubs that they are doing so much right now. They actually overtake the Milwaukee Brewers in the standings right now. They are tied with Pittsburgh, St. Louis, with 13-9. Cincinnati right now leads our division with a 15-8 record. I understand that scores and records and everything like that don't necessarily matter right now, but I like to look at what's going on with the people in our division, also just keeping an eye on them. But like I said, the Chicago Cubs have been playing some of their best baseball right now, and it couldn't come at a better time. You got to see the Dodgers and the Padres next week. Those are going to be late night matinee games, late night matchup games. So it'll be interesting to see how the Chicago Cubs work through that. But take care of business and take care of what's in front of you first. And that is the Philadelphia Phillies, who you will once again see again on Tuesday. We'll get you ready for that. It's going to be Jesus Luzardo, who is going to be out for revenge up against these same Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga will be on the mound for the Cubs, 1-1 record with a 2.45 ERA. Jesus Luzardo is 1-3 with a 7.94 ERA right now. Very, very interesting to see what the Chicago Cubs, and I actually more interested to see what type of adjustments Jesus Luzardo tries to make versus the last time he faced the Chicago Cubs. You know, like I said, the Cubs beat and banged him up pretty good last time in Philadelphia last week. So it'll be very interested to see what he does. Shota Imanaga, last time out, gave up the first big home run. Then after that, proceeded to shut the rest of the Phillies down the rest of the game. He gave up that home run to Trey Turner, the leadoff home run. After that, did not give up anything else. We'll take that. We'll take that. Now, again, we notice the wind blows out in Chicago. So, like I said, if the wind is blowing out tomorrow, just be careful. Shota, you got to make sure that you make good decisions with your pitches, nail your pitches, and don't leave anything hanging where it can be gotten to by Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, or Trey Turner. You get past those guys, you're a little less scared of Aroldis Garcia. But like I said, you still want to make sure that you are prepared and that you guys do what you need to do to be able to beat these Philadelphia Phillies once again. Again, a very winnable series for the Chicago Cubs. I shudder to say that they should sweep the series. I just think that this is a great opportunity with filled with the Dodgers coming up. It's going to be a tough series against the Dodgers, and then you got to go up and play the Padres, who always start the season off good and then kind of slip off a little bit towards the end. So Padres are playing good ball right now too. So for the Chicago Cubs, you just got to make sure that you do the small things, win the games that's ahead of you. You're playing a team right now that's slumping. You're catching them in the slump time, and you should absolutely take advantage of that. And I expect the Chicago Cubs to take advantage of these Philadelphia Phillies and win this series. Now, as for you guys, I want you guys to continue to comment below. Give us your thoughts on the Chicago Cubs and this streak. JD had something very interesting to say during the telecast. He went on record as saying, we know the Chicago Cubs cannot keep up this type of offensive output, but it's great to see right now. So the question of the day for this episode, do you think the Chicago Cubs can keep this offensive output going? And what will they need to do should they lose this offensive output and go into another dry spell? Again, guys, this right now they're doing without PCA hitting his best, without Michael Busch really hitting. They're doing a lot of this without those guys being able to add on. A lot of the offense is coming right now from the bat of Alex Bregman, of Ian Happ, and of Nico Horner, and of Moises Ballesteros, and of course of Matt Shaw. So once you get Pete Crow Armstrong going, once you get like I said, once you get Keeper Miguel Amaya going, and especially once you get Seiya Suzuki going, I think this offense is really going to show you something special. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the game on Tuesday. Once again, you guys will be back after Tuesday's game, talking hopefully about another Chicago win, celebrating 7 straight. Hopefully, Shota Imanaga is able to keep the ball in the air. Let me know your thoughts below, guys, on the game, on the Chicago Cubs, and how they can be successful moving forward. Until next time, go Cubs, go.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.